congratulate you for this phenomenal feat. We congratulate you and thank you for bringing so much joy to the people of Ghana. Your victory was not just a victory for the NDC, but it's indeed a national victory. And the fact that the whole nation has been in joyous mood has been evident from the very day your victory was confirmed. And we are particularly proud because of the special relationship between you and our region. I'm happy to see so many happy faces here. And that is also what we see across Accra and elsewhere. Happiness is the desire of every Ghanaian, and indeed every human being. And that is actually the essence of living. And its importance has been acknowledged in our Constitution under the directive principles of state policy. For our young compatriots who are in school, their happiness to derive from attending classes in beautiful classrooms and under beautiful conditions. For adults among us, the joy derives from having well-paying, stable jobs that allow them to afford the basic necessities of life. And for our pensioners, joy comes from having secured pensions that allow them to live comfortably for the rest of their lives. But the joy for all of us, the happiness that we want, extends beyond just basic survival. We need good roads, and we need everything that will make life comfortable. And as I said already, the emphasis on happiness has been established in our Constitution, which requires that government shall ensure that our economy is managed prudently to ensure the delivery of the basic necessities of life to all Ghanaians, to ensure good living standards, and also to ensure the happiness of all. Your Excellency, I believe our country has made significant progress over the years, and we have all lived in great hope of making our nation great until very recently. So, Your Excellency, the hopes of an entire nation rest so much on your shoulders. As I said, we've been making progress until recently, until we came under a brand of democracy that was defined as property-owning democracy. A type of democracy that seemed to thrive on disrespect for the truth and for the rule of law, lawlessness and impunity, injustice and inequality. Justice no longer has been available to all. Of course, we know it's always been a very lucrative business in the hands of a lucrative profession. But we know that recently our justice system has become bastardized to facilitate the interests of a few. That has allowed corruption to flourish in our country. We all are aware of the PDS scandal, a cathedral hole that has cost the nation $58 million. We are aware of the Ameri scandal. We are aware of the ambulance purchases that include stocks of spare parts. We also are aware of the hurriedly implemented DRIP program that aimed at converting our assemblies into road contractors. The corruption that we've suffered over the years have been helped by the reckless management of our economy, where we saw what I call predatory policies that were structured to benefit a select few. We have had bad approach to monetary policy management that saw the reckless printing of currency. And we are seeing the Bank of Ghana completing head office building that's supposed to cost almost $300 million US. That could have built more than 20 of the stadium that Goldfields built in Dankwah for $13 million. We are trying to compare here one head office building to more than 20 10,000 capacity size stadiums. That is the extent of recklessness that we have suffered in our country. This was also helped by a bastardization of our institutions. So our democratic institutions could no longer work to protect the interests of the masses of our people. A few have exploited our democracy for their personal gain. They've converted it into an enterprise that benefits them. There are people who are consumed by privilege and who would respect every decision only to the extent that it benefits them. So, Your Excellency, contrary to the aspirations of our people, as expressed in our Constitution, our national anthem, and etc., for happiness in an economy that is growing, what we have suffered recently was a collapsed economy that has put our country under severe debt, with our currency depreciating every day, inflation skyrocketing, joblessness became the order that has made life difficult for our young graduates. Your Excellency, our country, we all know, was bankrupt, and that is why we are able to pay our debt. We have been told, or we learned from very early ages, how reliable investments in government securities were. But we have learned a new lesson that it's not always so. Living in this wake, a lot of suffering by our compatriots who have lent their monies to government. And the worst victims have been our pensioners who had no other source of income. Ghanaians have suffered a lot and are still suffering, which is why there's so much desperation among Ghanaians to travel abroad. And survey has shown that majority of Ghanaians, given the chance, would leave our dear country in search of greener pastures elsewhere. Crime has been on the increase for that reason, and so has been the suicide rate. Your Excellency, this is why Ghanaians have voted massively for you. Ghanaians have endorsed your call for change. They have endorsed your promise of change. That is why I say the hope of Ghanaians rests squarely on your shoulders. Ghanaians have welcomed your reset agenda, featuring a brave fight against corruption. Your idea of a 24-hour economy that would expand production and expand jobs is a very great initiative that I personally believe in. As someone who operates a factory, I know that if I can get my factory to run 3 shifts, it would mean that we are trebling at least our production labor force. So, Your Excellency, thank you very much for a policy that promises a lot for the people of Ghana. I had a call from a friend yesterday. He called from the United States. He was aware of how anxious we were to see change. And then he asked me, Togbey, how is your new government doing? I was so proud to say, so far, so good. Your Excellency, Ghanaians appreciate the fact that you are moving at the speed of light. I'm a very, very ambitious, hardworking person, but I'm so impressed by the number of things you have achieved within this short period. Sometimes your government begins to look like one that has been in place for a very long time. The speed with which you appointed your ministers, well, Ghanaians will say unprecedented. And you fulfilled your promise of limiting the size of your government. And you are delivering that promise right from the onset. Oral. Oral was great news for all of us. It's bad enough to suffer, but it's worse to know that you are suffering because a few people think they deserve all that the state has to offer and get themselves involved in a desperate scramble for our limited resources and our property owning democracy. We support all your intentions, all your plans to retrieve everything that was lost. Funds that were stolen, lands that were stolen, buildings and etc. Your Excellency, you have our fullest support. And we are particularly excited by the fact that you desire to make it unattractive for anybody to embark on that road. And that is why you have won your own appointees to look elsewhere if they intend to make money. It's our hope that they will respect this prescription of yours. And indeed, you've actually asked your appointees to declare their assets, and that is also very heartwarming. I'm also impressed about the speed with which you quickly constituted your constitutional review committee. I've always said it that our constitution has outlived its usefulness. It is partly the reason why impunity has thrived, by the reason why people take national assets without any fear of retribution. And it's heartwarming that you are doing this, particularly because we've always said that one bad part of the Constitution is the enormous powers given to the president. That you are willing to look at this is very heartwarming. It demonstrates your absolute commitment to the interests of our country and to the progress and the happiness of our people. I also have enjoyed so much watching you try to restore Ghana's image through your travels, trying to re-establish lost friendships, trying to re-establish Ghana's leadership in African affairs. It's my prayer that the good Lord gives you the strength so you can continue to do all the good things that you plan to do. Just like every other region, we in Volta are anxiously looking forward to the benefits of your leadership, giving us better living standards. Again, we know that there is need all across the country, but it's worth noting a couple of things that we Voltarians are very anxious to see happen. The Eastern Corridor Road that you started has virtually been abandoned, and we are anxious to see it completed. And I'm sure you are aware that Ho and other parts of the region are suffering from water shortages. Those who require immediate attention. Your Excellency, let me thank you very sincerely for not forgetting the whole airport. And I want to thank you for instructing the Ghana Airport Company Limited to release the land for those of us who want to build a pilot training school in Ho. Thank you very much for making a point to ensure that this outstanding issue is dealt with very quickly. When I reflect, it hurts that we paid money for land in June 2023 in order to operationalize the whole airport, and we are yet to be allocated the land. Thank you very much for your intervention, Your Excellency. I also want to thank you for giving us someone who promises to be a very good regional minister, who even before you gave this mandate has demonstrated a willingness to work with the people and for the interest of the people. We know he will not be like the one we just had. I recall that in 2020, when Volta felt under siege from soldiers that have been sent from Accra, in a run-up to the elections of 2020, we came together, a good number of us from the Volta House of Chiefs, visited the then President, Dankwah Akufo Addo, to appeal for mercy on our people. Sadly, our minister was there, together with one of our own sons, Mr. Mehu. They denigrated us and embarrassed we, the chiefs. We left extremely sad. For instance, it was said that I, Togbey, was going around the registration centers, interfering with registration, which was not true. It was said that we, the chiefs, were all NDC and would typically import voters from Togo, hold them for weeks so that they could vote for the NDC. Those were the comments that were made against us right in our presence, and it wasn't a palatable experience at all. So again, I want to thank you. You've given us a minister who I am convinced will work with us for the good of the people, for the good of the entire country. We will do our best to support you. In Asogli, for example, we've already started developing a model of our development plan, which we shall be launching very soon. All those hopefully will aid your work you'll be doing. So we shall not sit and put everything on your little shoulders, but we shall also play our part. But of course, you know that very little can be done without government. And we will share our experience with the chiefs across the Volta region, so we can do our widow's might to help your efforts to bring the Volta region up. We shall be looking at other things, at our mini hydro resources in Kohoe, in Apipe, and etc. But Excellency, the important thing for us today is the fact that you've chosen to start your thank you tour from here. We are very happy and very appreciative. We pledge our full support to you. You can count on us on everything that you want to do to move our country forward. But let me advise all of us, in particular our brothers from the NDC, that the biggest tribute we can pay to the memory of the founding fathers of your party is to hold firmly to the principles of honesty, of probity, of transparency, and of accountability. Thank you all very much. And may God bless us and guide us as His Excellency leads us through redemption. Thank you very much.
Ye Togbey Haola Magbene. Adu MP Po. Adu Deputy Minister. Adu Minister. Adu Vice President. Adu President. Ghana told Ashewu Kakamauba Yamang Romibo Ayivu Yahua Mau Gahigbe Mau Nyamba Yakwe Atano Siajiafi Amuganu Tuana Pongo Yiyi Lamata Ayobe Ajakpada Dagoma Netukwa Ajagoma Cho Yento Papama Alabe Homeoda Dochonai Masamonu Pokpoya Ade His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Akpe nami. Medogbe nami kata. Mauna Irami. Your Royal Majesty and my good friend and brother Togbey Afede, the Paramount Chief of the Asogli State, Your Royal Highness Togbey Patamia, who is the Vice President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, my friend Togbey Afede, who is the Paramount Chief of the Aplao Traditional Area. It is always an immense pleasure and privilege and honor for me to stand before you, a people whose warmth, resilience, and loyalty have been unwavering throughout the years. Throughout my political journey, I have seen this region, the Volta region, as a symbol of hope, perseverance, and national pride. The Volta region has always been a cornerstone of our great nation. In times of triumph, in times of adversity, you have stood firm in the rain and sunshine, not only as pillars of my political journey, but as defenders of Ghana's democratic progress. Your loyalty and commitment are deeply etched in my heart, and I'll forever remain grateful to you, the citizens of the Volta region of Ghana. Today, I am humbled and I am inspired by your continued trust in my leadership. And I say to all of you, Akpena Mikata. Thank you from the deepest recesses of my heart. Our esteemed traditional rulers of the Volta region, please permit me to extend my heartfelt appreciation to you for your vital role in our beloved nation's governance and peace. The institution of chieftaincy in Ghana is not merely symbolic. It is an enduring pillar of wisdom and guidance, and one we must cherish and protect. Your wise counsel, rooted in centuries of tradition and community leadership, have fostered peace and stability during the last general elections. You have shown us the importance of dialogue, mutual respect, and nation building. I must take this opportunity to offer my sincerest apologies for any delays or inconvenience in our schedule today. That delay might have caused you. Your patience and understanding testify to your love for this country and the progress we seek to achieve together. I pledge that this administration led by me will continue to prioritize collaboration with our traditional authorities as partners in the development of our dear nation, Ghana. Your overwhelming turnout at this Durbar is not lost on me. It demonstrates your unwavering love and your willingness to correct and guide us when necessary, while at the same time offering us the support we need to be able to succeed. I do not take this enduring partnership for granted, and I assure you of my commitment to addressing your concerns and fulfilling the promises we have made to the people of this great region. I'm reminded of my promise during the campaign to expand the role of traditional leadership in our local government system, especially in the area of environmental protection and sanitation. I've set up a committee to plan the National Constitution Validation Conference. It is my hope that our chiefs and elders will participate fully in this review exercise so that any amendments to our constitution that are required to enhance the role of the chieftaincy institution in our governance will be included in the review process. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the beginning of my tour to say thank you to the nation for the trust reposed in me. And it is not surprising that I'm starting this journey here in the Volta region. The Volta region has always been a beacon of support for the National Democratic Congress, my party, and indeed myself, and has been a stronghold for Ghana's democratic progress since 1992. Your immense contribution to the success of our party and my election as President of the Republic of Ghana is a testament to the strength of the bond that exists between us. We cannot talk about Ghana's progress without acknowledging the vital role that the Volta region has played in shaping the course of our history. However, we also acknowledge your challenges, years of neglect and alienation from the development of our country due to your political choices. But I stand here today to tell you that this narrative will change. My visit this afternoon signals my commitment to ensuring that the Volta region receives its fair share of national development. Our objective to reset Ghana begins here in the Volta region. Together, we will work to correct past wrongs and work towards a future where every Ghanaian feels included and valued, regardless of your region of origin, your ethnicity, your religion, or your political affiliation. Since assuming office, we have wasted no time in taking bold steps to steer our dear nation back on course. After my swearing in on January 7, 2025, we immediately began implementing our agenda to reset Ghana. One of our first actions was to streamline the governmental structure by reducing the number of sector ministers from 30 to 23. By doing this, we have not only reduced bureaucracy, but also ensured that every ministry is aligned with the pressing needs of our people. This restructuring has allowed us to redirect resources towards critical areas such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and local governance. For example, the newly restructured Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs is designed to foster stronger collaboration between that ministry and our traditional leaders. We believe that our traditional leaders must play a greater role in the local governance of this country. We also believe that development is most effective when it is community-led, and who are better to guide us in this effort than our chiefs who have been custodians of our culture and our progress. I also recognize the anticipation of appointments from this region, and as was said, so far, so good. Let me assure you that your contributions and talents have not been overlooked. Appointments will be guided by principles of merit, competence, regional balance, gender equity, and availability to serve. I do not doubt that the people of Volta region possess the human resource and will play pivotal roles in shaping the future of our nation. The Volta region has long been a victim of unfulfilled promises. But as I said, I assure you that this era of neglect will end under this administration. Development, we are enjoined by the National Constitution to ensure the balanced development of all parts of our nation, Ghana, and we shall do just that. We've already begun by assessing key infrastructure needs in the region. The Ho-Denu Road, which is a lifeline for economic activity, which is a lifeline for economic activity, will be a #1 priority. We understand how the poor conditions of roads has hindered trade, tourism, and mobility, and we are committed to addressing this challenge. Similarly, the whole airport, which is a vital asset for this region, will be revitalized. We will explore how to resume commercial aviation into the airport using smaller aircraft and developing the route. Yesterday, I met with the CEO of the Ghana Airports Company, and I gave her the go-ahead to allocate the land for the establishment of the pilot training school. Education and sports infrastructure would also receive attention. The Regional Youth Resource Center, which has been left to deteriorate, will be developed in order that our young people can develop their talents. In addition, we will fulfill our promise to build modern prototype markets in the region, such as the one we have planned for Aflao, to empower local businesses and international trade with our eastern neighbor, Togo. During my campaign, 3 pressing concerns were brought to my attention: the sea defense project along the coast of the Volta region, the Keita Port project, and compensation for those affected by the spillage from the Akosombo and Pond dams. The sea defense project is not just an infrastructural project. It is a lifeline for our coastal communities that continue to suffer from sea erosion and flooding. We will ensure that this project is expedited in order to protect lives, livelihoods, and property. I've asked the newly appointed Minister of Transport to review the feasibility study on the Keita Port project and brief Cabinet as early as possible on the status of this project. We will also ensure that victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage are adequately compensated and that measures are taken to prevent such disasters in the future. We all know that we are in a period of economic crisis, and fiscal room for massive infrastructural development is very limited. However, we intend to use innovative means of financing, including the use of SPVs, those are special purpose vehicles, BOTs, build, operate, and transfer schemes, escrows, and debt service accounts to achieve our priority infrastructure investment and programs, especially as contained in our manifesto promise, the Big Push. The Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, which I created, will lead this project in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance. Volta region is not a mineral resource-rich region, but that is also a blessing in disguise. Volta region probably has some of the most unspoiled natural vegetation in the country, unlike many other regions that have been scarred by the illegal mining menace. Volta region also arguably has the cleanest rivers and streams that have not been affected by pollution. The air is fresh and healthy for human existence. Tourism is therefore a very viable prospect for prosperity. And your own daughter, Abla Jifa Gomashi, will work to improve the tourist sites in the Volta region. In the road sector, our own son, the Honorable Governs Agboja, will prioritize the completion and rehabilitation of our road network in the region. Key roads to be targeted would include, but not limited to, the Eastern Corridor Road. We intend to finish the parts of the Eastern Corridor Road that have not been engineered. As I said earlier, we'll reconstruct the whole Denu Road. We'll complete the Have to Hohoi section of the Eastern Corridor. We'll put an overlay over the Dodopepesu to Nkwanta section, and then also finish the Nkwanta to Pasa section. We also intend to construct the Dambai Bridge and re-engineer the road from through Raura all the way through Pando. Under education, we'll complete the E-blocks that we started that have been abandoned in the region. We'll develop the infrastructure of the University of Health and Allied Sciences into a first-class tertiary institution. Our Agri College at Ohau would also see improvement in infrastructure and upgrading into a tertiary institution. Under healthcare, we intend to upgrade the whole hospital into a proper teaching hospital. Underwater, we intend to expand the Kweve and Adidobe water projects so that we can provide clean drinking water to the Adaklu area and much of whole Central. Our focus is also on agriculture and livelihoods. And as you know, I said that agriculture and agribusiness is going to be a #1 priority of this government. And I assure you that Volta region will receive its fair share. One project we target is the Volta Palm Initiative. This is a private initiative that has begun already, but government is going to provide resources to expand it so that Volta region can become the center of oil palm production and processing into vegetable cooking oil. We're going to support the rice farmers in Apipe and other parts of the Volta region with equipment and capital to expand their rice production. We'll also provide them with processing capacity to be able to produce a Volta brand of rice for the domestic market in order to reduce our imports. Areas in OT and parts of northern Volta that produce ginger would have processing plants to produce ginger powder, ginger oil, and others for export. The Tong area, which is a center for cassava production, will also receive a cassava processing plant to process cassava into various useful items. In my first term in office, we deliberately set out to increase cocoa production in the Volta region. And so we established several seedling banks to provide free seedlings and extension services to young people who wish to go into cocoa farming. Since we left office, that project has not been pursued. I want to assure you that we're going to start it again, expand cocoa production so that Volta region will become one of the major producers of cocoa in Ghana. Togbey Afede, the road ahead will not be easy, and I don't underestimate the task ahead of us. But we can build the Ghana that we all want together. And therefore, let us rise above our divisions and work hand in hand to create a nation where every Ghanaian has the opportunity to thrive. Our differences must be a strength and not a weakness. The Volta region has always been a beacon of hope, and I'm confident that with your continued support, we will achieve great things. Let us move forward with unity and determination, and I believe that the future of our nation is bright. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong, and I thank you for your kind attention. Akpenami.
Inami kwasi kolega Ghana duko klola. Shall we give a big round of applause to His Excellency?
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Your S.
Before we all leave. Police band, can they play some music for us? So thank you very much for coming for the program.
Let's go back more. Let's go back more. Go back more. Go back more. Let's go back more. Take the camera. Let's go. Open the way. Let's go back more, please. Let's open
Charlie, we have to catch it somewhere.
Thank you so much for making all that the start of your job. Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for coming. Take you safely back to Accra for us. Thank you very much.
Menu makwekwe asempa kania. Semenam na meti asempa na mamo amania na mano kekame. Anyambia wati ANS Trading Agency Limited nka. Sa woka se door to door for no de na watwa. Esanse obi ene wa wo se won wo sa door to door business nim. Wo nneoma wo UK a wo de ko Ghana. Ana se Germany a wo de ko Ghana. 3 to 5 weeks e be kwa kodu nipa ne pono anu se try. Na de mo demonstration wo se adwuma de we mu ne se wo ho bo no. E da fom se boko. ANS Trading Agency Limited. Ewo air freight special service. And on your money you dey fa play. Entintempa na akwa kodu. Obetima fa sa pra we ya so de nneoma free Ghana akwa UK ana Germany. FAGG dem which na also agina ye na men drop bomb. ANS Trading Agency Limited pe and a 40 footer any 20 footer container. Ya fa UK ediko Ghana ana Germany ediko Ghana. Omo manuoma ye mere import o export o dem there for you. Omo Ghana na money 0249 170 423. UK has over free 0790 802 7527. Germany 09173 771 2733. Ubenya ANS Trading Agency Limited. Our West Croydon ANS Trading Agency Limited. Quantum Brantam. Wana beboya baso. Maybe next time in your fill up from the bebro.